Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered a few more levels that were submitted to the Y Construction Corp's Level Design Challenge. So in this part, I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more Veersmith levels, starting off with this one, an easier stage than Commander Yammarks, by a Boss 193, with 60 plays and a score of 13. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if your level is covered, expand the description. Blind jumps, just like in Commander Yammarks' level. Blind jumps over spikes are one of the problems in Commander Yammarks' level, but here it isn't that bad, as the camera is more zoomed out. And honestly speaking, Commander Yammarks' stage was one of the easier stages in Mega Man X6. That is, unless a certain nightmare effect is in effect. Like for example, the one which eclipses most of the stage in shadows. That was a very short level. In fact, Commander Yammarks' level is even easier if you decide not to collect the upgrades by rescuing all the Reploids. Second level on the lineup is Colors by Elvin Hero 1, with 45 plays and a score of 21. I already see various colors here, 9 of them. So this is kinda going to be like Chroma Key, where every section is dedicated to a different color, starting off with yellow. And everything is going to share this yellow color scheme, even the enemies. Now onto the blue segment with the Crystal Eye. Although I say the Crystal Eye is more cyan colored, but close enough. Suddenly we're underwater. I wonder if there's a secret to the right. In fact, let me double check. Nope, can't reach it. A free M-Tank. Onto the red segment with the Magnet Missile. That was a short red segment. We also gained access to the oil slider for a second, and now we're in the green segment with the leaf shield. I see, once we enter a new section, we're forced to use the next special weapon in the chain. I wish all these segments went by for at least 2 or 3 screens more. I like this neat setup. Orange, with the Firestorm. Wait, what's up there? Pooker. Just making sure there aren't any secrets to the right. You never know. Onto the pink segment with the quick boomerang. Which one of these teleporters is the correct one? Trial and error time. Maybe the middle one? The highest one? Let me guess, it's the rightmost one then. Figures it would do that. purple with the time slow. Let's do it the safe way this time. It was that simple. Here it is, the black segment. And a lot of count bombs. I think I need to reset this room. Let's try this again. Actually I didn't, but let's do it this way. This stage is very straightforward and simple, but I still enjoy it, more for its creative gimmick I'd say. Not so much for its challenges though, as they're basically non-existent. When on top of the oil slider, apparently you don't activate the count bombs. Gray with the Thunder Beam. Honestly, I wouldn't classify the Thunder Beam under Gray, but its secondary color scheme does match the teaming. Normally I classify it under Yellow. Everything else fits the Gray color scheme though. Brown with the Power Stone, that definitely fits. I also like how each and every one of these sections has its own unique aesthetics and gimmicks. Back down to nothing, and now we're gonna face off against the boss, where we gain access to all the special weapons in the chain. As well as the regular Mega Buster and the Jet Adapter. Let's see what the boss's weakness is. I'll do this regular Mega Man. Oh, it's only Plant Man. Oil Slider. Could you go in the right direction this time? I'm trying to ram into him to deal extra damage. Now I'll do it the normal way. As I stated, the only reason why this stage is memorable is for its color gimmicks. Third level on the lineup is Unity Chan All Action Shooting All Exco Chan Stages by Golem, with 4 plays and a score of 1. Star Crash is going to be really useful. I foresee it. As well as a free key. That's the safer option of getting out. And a place where the magnet missile is actually really useful. Sure, I want to see where that teleporter leads to. Does this lead to the next part of the level, or am I back to the beginning? It looks different, so I'll assume this is the next section of the stage, and taking the normal underneath route leads to the same area. I'm expecting there to be some up and down attackers, based off of those holes. Well, that was easy. I was expecting there to be some enemies. This time I want to see what happens if I go to the right. Nothing. You're forced to collect all the keys then. And at the beginning of every section is a checkpoint. Not to mention a full refill just before. I totally expected that these final parts of this section will actually have some enemies, but they don't. So it means that this stage is on the easier side. Section 4. They are gradually getting a bit harder, but they're still on the easier side. And all of this is perfectly doable Buster only. By using the Star Crash, you can speed up the process. As this stage assumes you've already encountered these gimmicks, I'll classify this as a fortress level. One of the easier ones though. Even the Yoku block patterns aren't that difficult. Section 5, where I believe we'll face off against the boss. His weakness is the magnet missile. This was a pleasant stage, on the easier side but still enjoyable. I'd recommend it to less than average skilled Mega Man players. After all, not all Mega Man levels have to be rather challenging. They can be on the easier side as long as they have something interesting going for them, or are pleasantly designed. Interesting, for example, the color gimmick in the previous level, or pleasantly designed like this one. Fourth level on the lineup is ED209 Two Paths to the Victory Revenge for Skilled Players by Shaun Williams, with 5 plays and a score of 0. This is the harder version of a level I covered back in episode 220, so due to its difficulty, I will be mostly silent throughout this level. In total, I edited out about 2 to 3 dozen failures, as well as about 10 minutes of raw footage, so overall it went pretty well. Fifth and final level of the part is a beautiful Clusterfrak by Wardonis, with 10 plays and a score of -1. For the beginning of this level, we have the choice of picking either the Crystal Eye or the Crash Bomber. I'll take the former option for a change. I can either get the Ice Slasher and Power Stone, or the Silver Tomahawk and Surf Snake. I'll go for the latter. Specifically the Silver Tomahawk first. I do like how the pathways branch out from there. Oh boy, a block train segment. At least I have access to an infinite plant barrier, so I can absorb all the shots from the Gachapon. Somehow I didn't die over there. If I had access to either the Power Stone or Surf Snake here, this would be a lot easier. More so if I took the Surf Snake route first. There's our checkpoint. Each and every one of these sections has a checkpoint in the middle. Well, these shopmen are really easy to deal with. Well, I tried jumping there, it didn't work. I guess I tried sliding at the same time. If only I had access to the Ice Slasher, it would be a lot easier as well. So let's get the Ice Slasher next. After all, because of access to the Silver Tomahawk, it'll probably allow me to unlock a shortcut. No invisible ceiling, just wanted to make sure. And remember, Proto Man takes double damage in this level, so I gotta be careful. I could have also skipped this segment if I had access to the Power Stone. Oh well. Something's up over there. I'm not sure if that's a screen glitch or something else. Another checkpoint. Usually in Wardonis' levels, each and every one of these sections has only 2 checkpoints. One in the middle of the level and one at the end, but this has 2 already. So I guess this is more difficult. There's our shortcut, but I want to see what's to the right first. Oh, this is rather easy, that was a short detour. Oh no, there are a lot of things happening at once, 5 Ben Ks and 2 Kamusa Bros. Made it on my first go, yikes, that was scary. I need to be back at full health, so let me reset. And go the other way. Let's get the Surf Snake next. I do like the variation in Wardonis' usual 4 split pathways. This time, they branch out into 2 splits, and then split off into 2 from there on. What's up here? Oh, the charge kick, nice! I wonder if there are any other secret special weapons that I can only collect by having certain special weapons already in the chain. Like, in order to collect that, I already need to have the Ice Slasher unlocked. I wish I had this for the Ice Slasher segment though. The plant berry is super useful for this level. Not only does it just destroy most of these projectile-based enemies, but it allows me to regenerate health and quickly deal with the more durable enemies, for instance the bent case. Another shortcut. Let's see where this leads to. Bypass this entire vertical segment. A lot more useful in comparison with the Eye Slasher shortcut. You don't even need the Power Stone to get this E-Tank, as long as you have the Charge Kick. Damage boosting for safety, although that could have gone really poorly if I ran out of health there. Nevertheless, I have access to the Surge Snake now. Back to home base. Now let's gain access to the Power Stone. There's probably one other special weapon that's a secret. Let's hope it's down this Power Stone route. After all, the previous one was down the Surge Snake route, and that was the right lower pathway. Indeed it is, the time slow, although it's even easier to get compared to the Charge Kick. So you are rewarded for doing the stage in a certain order, completing both of the upper pathways on the left and right first. This even tears through all of the Skeleton Joes. Incredible. We even get an optional checkpoint as long as we have access to the Surge Snake, which I'll gladly utilize now. You do need to throw the Surge Snake from the right though, and immediately slide after it. Oh, that's why there's a checkpoint there. The second half of this section wasn't that bad, it was easier. These special weapons are in order on the menu to make it really easy to go through this door, so that's a plus to you, Wardonis. In some ways, I say that this stage was easier than Wardonis' previous stage. The only very real hard spot was with the last part before I got the Eye Slasher. I'm not sure how you can do that without taking any damage. This one you need to be quick on because the gyries can just 2 or 3 shot you. Unless you can get to a safe zone as quickly as possible. Like so, but a lot less clumsily like I did. I only see where the upper route leads to, but first let me go down here. No difference, in fact. Due to being a rapid-fire shield-based weapon, I find the plant berry to be the best to use in this segment against the big eyes, and I didn't expect the gyri to go that direction. If I was playing as Mega Man, I'd play it a lot more riskily. And I gotta say, this final stretch of the stage has a lot more generous checkpoint placement compared to several Wardonis' previous levels. I didn't expect to climb up the ladder there. And this is the real hard part of the level, because we have all these gyries everywhere. Having the charge kick here makes this segment a lot easier. I can't emphasize that enough. And that's why there was a checkpoint at the beginning of that screen, as it's really easy to die to those enemies, especially if you try doing a charge buster only, or what I mean by charge buster only, plant barrier only. What's your weakness then? It's not either of these two weapons. It's probably the Power Stone or the Silver Tomahawk. I'm betting on the latter. Or a Sir Snake. Nothing seems to be that effective. Maybe the plant barrier itself? That is, if I can even reach him. So I tried out all special weapons against Plant-Man, and it appears he doesn't have any weaknesses. So my best bet is to use a combination of the Time Slow and Crystal Eye. Still, it's rather difficult with this room's crazy setups, or more advanced setups. I wish those Technions didn't exist at the top. It really makes this boss battle hard to predict, especially with all these platforms and how much Plant-Man jumps around the place. Okay, it seems that he's weak against the Crystal Eye. That's different. The big shot, that is, not the small shot. I'm not sure if that's actually a weakness, or it's the most strongest weapon against him. 2 points of damage per the big hit. I wouldn't call this a Clusterfrak. This was an enjoyable level. I enjoyed it more than the previous one. And the only real tough spots were the last screen before you gained Eye Slasher, the 2 screens before the boss encounter, and the boss encounter itself, due to how much is going on there. I would say to reduce the number of gimmicks and objects over there, so the encounter against Plant Man is less annoying to deal with. So overall, out of the 5 levels I covered in this part, my favorite level would definitely be Unity-chan Al Action Shooting All Xcode Chan stages. So in the next part, I'll be covering several more Veersmith levels. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!